Boys, we're here to talk today about Shadowbringers. We're here to talk about Final Fantasy. I have officially finished 5.5, okay? We're done it. We finished the game. And I wanted to give some of my culminating thoughts now that I have finally finished this game. So, well, now that I've finished it, the base story in general, what do I have to say? The fact that I am played it through this far. I have about 17 days in-game time, I believe. It could be further now. I'm genuinely doing my best to overcome a lost for words. This story has spoiled me. Playing Final Fantasy XIV has legitimately put me into a spot where I genuinely have now a higher standard for games. I feel as if I can no longer go play another MMO because I'm going to have a lot of expectations for things that should be there. And it's made my excitement for games like Ashes of Creation and like New World I was excited for, and I played this before now both of them came out. I started it before New World even became a thing because I didn't get into the beta. And I have actually zero interest to play those games now. Actually zero interest. And I'm finished the story. I could go try it now, probably the best time to it, and I have absolutely zero drive to do so. I still have a drive to play this game. I want to play it all the time. It's pretty much exclusively been the only thing on my mind, suffering to my girlfriend and the rest of the people in my life who have to listen to it, as she's been taking her time to play through the story herself. But this story has been the most genuinely incredible thing I've ever experienced in my entire life. Better than any books and movies that I have witnessed. This story is a genuine masterpiece. Genuinely. I was afraid to make a statement like that before because I'm insecure about my thoughts about stuff like that. But fuck it. This game is a fucking masterpiece. This game is so fucking incredible in terms for writing quality. And in general, like the gameplay starts a bit rough, but not really that bad considering most MMOs you start slow. It's just the drip in which you receive your skills and the pace in which the gameplay speeds up is faster in other MMOs than this game, but that doesn't even matter. It honestly just genuinely doesn't matter. The gameplay is so fun later on that it doesn't fucking matter how slow it starts out, and the story in general is just so fantastically real. I wanted to touch on a couple little things. So in A Realm Reborn, when you finish the main, technically 2.0, you finish that, and you get to do a bunch of stuff that is basically setting the foundation for the world that is Eorzea and the rest of the Star Hydaelyn. So what are you to do now that in this post-content? Well, this is the stuff that comes out when A Realm Reborn launched. This is the stuff that came in the patches following its launch. One of those is the first raid, or Alliance raid you will encounter. It's a very high player count raid where you will go in, and it's less about skill and more about the cinematography, the fun, the big group, trying to coordinate this amount of players in having fun and interesting ways to solve puzzles with a large amounts of players. It's very fun, actually. But the story, and this is the main hitter for why Final Fantasy is so successful, I believe, is that the story uses some basic writing principles that cinematographers and writers and stuff use for movies, TV shows, and even books, and it's called Chekhov's gun. Chekhov's gun is a writing device or a literary device that is about when something is presented to the viewer, it's presented with the intent to be used. There is no useless information given to the viewer. At no point am I going to show a gun on my hip as a cop in a situation and call attention to it, right? Without reason. If I'm going to call attention to this gun, it's best be used. Or in a room when somebody walks in and there's a gun noted in the description of the room where you see like the camera pans and focuses on it. When things are shown in Final Fantasy, there is payoff for nigh everything. I don't think there has been a character that has shown up in Final Fantasy that has not at least made one reappearance, or had just some sort of significant impact besides background characters. And I'm talking about people who are shown up, given a name, you speak with them, and they have some semblance to the current story. And I'll use the Crystal Tower, Tower Syracuse, as the first example of the raid that I was talking about from that time frame. This raid when you go into it, you are learning about basically, if you're a Halo guy like me, you're learning about the Forerunners, the people who came before your world, like the civilization, the super old yet super advanced past civilization. The best example I could think of for gaming was the Forerunners. But that is the Allagans. You are going to learn all about their history, and it is very interesting if you are a lore guy like me. It's super fun. But you go through it and you learn little story bits and little drips of things to come that you don't even know. I went through the Syracuse Tower and I was like, this is when the story, to me, that was when the story really hooked me. I just finished the Ultima weapon. You will know what that means when you get to that if you have not played the game yet. I will not spoil anything for you. I'm going to be talking sheerly in terms that will avoid spoilers. Trust me. You get to learn about an insane amount of things. You meet characters and you flesh out this world that existed beforehand that feels real as you continue to go through the game and you continue to learn about the Allagans through the MSQ and how their technologies interact and they become part of the story. But this lays a foundation and it has payoffs later, and then you go to Coils of Bahamut, which is this other raid that you unlock. That one there's other parts of the story that have implications to the rest of the world, and you go through these and you learn these stories. There's the raids like Alexander, Omega, and Eden. Alexander is from Heaven's Ward, Omega is from Stormblood, and Eden is from Shadowbringers. These all have story implications. These all separated stories that are very well standing on their own. They're enjoyable. I've played through them, and each one of their arcs that I've gone through to unlock these raids has been interesting and fun to enjoy. But it's not senseless and pointless. That's the best part about it, is that you can go and enjoy this side story and then come back to the MSQ. And I can't spoil it for you because talking about this enough is a pseudo spoiler in on its own. But you get to experience these people coming back to you and callbacks to these things that if you didn't do them, it's fine. The story of the MSQ still stands on its own incredibly well, but this is an advocation for you to go out and try the raids and do these, even if you have to get a level 80 friend to run you through the story, which is what I did for the Coils of Bahamut because I couldn't put together a full group who was willing to learn this insane fights. But I was able to go through these stories because Coils is separated and not able to be queued into, but you can queue into Alexander and Omega a lot easier because they are easier, for one, and you can queue them and run through them and enjoy their stories, which have implications to the past and implications to the future, possibly. I don't know. There could be more things that could come up from the raids that is coming up in Endwalker. We don't even know. But the fact that they've done it before means that their capability to do it again, the possibilities are genuinely endless. And so now that I've finished it, my friend is starting to play the game, and I knew he would like this game, is enjoying it. He's picked a warrior, he's playing a black mage, now he's having a really good time, and he just finished the Ultima weapon. And we started Crystal Tower. And the fact that this game has added a new game plus mode, so I can go through and redo these quests with him and re-experience the cutscenes, get to come and enjoy it from a different perspective now. As somebody who's seen the whole story, I get to appreciate it on a different level. So it takes an already good story, but that I'm serious when I say that the story on its own of the side story of the Syracuse Tower stands, but getting to experience it again from the ground up with a new perspective is so interesting. And being able to experience other parts of the game from new perspective and go back and relive these moments with your friends through this new game plus lens is just really incredible. Honestly, the fact that there's never been an MMO before, like if my it's the tedious things are completely avoidable through the fact that my character is a singular character, and if I want to experience a new gameplay style, I don't have to change jobs, or like I just swap weapons and I'm there. I just hit the button and I teleport into my class. My armor flickers and I'm a new class, and I haven't had to do anything like getting my sightseeing logs and hunting logs and like this kind of stuff and go all over and repeat the tedious things that do exist in every MMO. They're never going to be repeated again. Where if I wanted to go re-experience Syracuse Tower in World of Warcraft, for example, if I wanted to go re-experience like Karazhan in World of Warcraft, with another tower reference, I would have to go make a new character and go do the quest lines with people. Like, that's the thing. It's like, it doesn't let you go back and have fun and re-experience old memories, but this does. Being able to go back and do this has been incredible. The ending for 5.5 was incredible. The ending for 5.3 is incredible. The ending for 5.0 is incredible. Every time I play this game, and every time I make progress in the overall MSQ, I am literally watching this game play its own metagame with itself, where it is continually trying to one-up itself just after another. They're just like, oh, hey, this next story element, by the way, yeah, last thing you were talking about, let's crank it up a notch, and we're going to go even higher. And the game continues to do this over and over and over again as this story just continues to be just an homage to the people who actually care. Because of the things like Chekhov's gun, the people like me who love lore, who are enjoying the story, and that's the thing, is like that's what people who are skipping the story are missing out on, is the fact that this story is so unbelievably amazing that it knows, it's self-aware, and it's playing to its strengths, and it's understanding that this is a story-based game, and you should definitely treat it as such and approach it in a way that you can appreciate the story. If you're not one to enjoy it, like I said, you can go enjoy these games plenty fine without it. Just go play the gameplay, because the gameplay on its own is very good, but the story is something special. It is genuinely phenomenal. I have cried, like, through Shadowbringers. I cried 3 times in one night. 3 times in one night I've cried. This, like, and I've watched anime, sad movies, the tear. Like, the closest thing I get is like, and a tear, and like that's it. And like, yeah, it's sad. Like, it happens. This game got the full welling up eyes, the tears falling, the drippy nose, the ugly cry breathing, the like the fucking, I am tearing your heart out, stomping on it, flipping you off, taking the children and going, leaving you as a lifeless husk. The kind of shit that shatters your soul. This story is like the kind of story that will elicit emotional responses out of you if you can take the time to enjoy it. That's all I'm saying, is you need to go try this game out. If you are getting into the story and you're going through the Realm Reborn, it's for multiple people. This video will serve in a stand-in to say, if you are finished the ultimate weapon and you are at that genuinely slow point of the game before Heaven's Ward, push forward. I can promise you, if you take the time to enjoy Syracuse Tower, which is a fun story, and you do the Coils of Bahamut, go to Heaven's Ward, you will be rewarded. I can promise you will be genuinely rewarded, because now I'm sitting here, finished 5.0. I don't know what to do besides serve this need that I have to play this game. I need to go do more dungeons. I need to unlock relic weapons. I need to level up other classes. I just hit my Dragoon to level 50, and now I'm understanding how to use G-pose so I can do cool screenshots of me doing Dragoon things on rooftops. And if you don't understand that, then you haven't got to Heaven's Ward yet, and you need to get to Heaven's Ward. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me ramble. If you have any interest in playing Final Fantasy, if you like Final Fantasy and would like to get your friends into this, I urge you to share this video with your friends who are looking to find the next thing, to sit down, whether it's at their own slow and in pace and just enjoy it, or it's to just find the next thing to move on to. If you have a friend who likes MMOs, or if you have a friend that is looking for something to invest some time into, whether or not they want to power through it or go slow, recommend them this video if they're on the fence. And I'm hoping that things like this will pull them to the point where they want to give it a shot, and they're willing to come into this game with an open mind with the intent to finish it and give it a fair chance, because it takes a while, but fuck, it's worth it. Thank you for dropping in. Thank you for dropping the subs and the likes. The channel has been slowly climbing, and it's been great, and it's made me so happy to see that I'm getting responses on both here on Final Fantasy, on my streams, and on my Valorant content. I appreciate it so much. Drop a comment. Have you played Final Fantasy? If so, where are you at in the MSQ? Where are you going? Tell me. Don't give away any spoilers in the comments. I'll delete your comment very quickly. Let me know where you're at. Give me some general hints. Tell me if you started the game. And if you haven't, another question for those of you who haven't, why haven't you started the game? I'll be responding to comments below as best as I can. If I don't respond immediately, I will respond within a couple of days. Have a good one. Head over to my Twitch, hit me a follow, and join the Discord community where you can try to join us in Final Fantasy and join the guild. I'm trying to be building my own community in game. We're trying to build a community up there on the stream, and we're just trying to grow and have a great time. Thank you for dropping in. I know this video is a little long, but I appreciate you sitting through it. Have an awesome day. See you in the next one.